Try to start with a scratch fabric. I know I say scratch, but I'm just gonna chop a bunch of different stuff. I'm gonna make a pig food mixer. There's plenty of them out there, but I thought it'd make a good little tutorial as well as just a different building. So I've kind of went around, or did some import-export stuff, which you guys have seen me do a million times. I've got a couple of videos on that, so I didn't think I'd go into that depth. But what we're going to do first, as always, it's best just to grab another fabric just to get a start, because trying to get all the tip triggers and everything can be a bit of a bear. So we're just going to start with that for now. What I'm going to do then is going to hit Control D to duplicate this guy. I'm going to grab him, and I'm going to rename it right now before I forget. I'm just going to call it Pig Food Mixer, like so. I think I'm trying to decide how I want to do this. I'm going to go ahead and Control X to cut and go to the pig area here. I don't think that's what I want. Need to grab something that's in the pigs itself. There we go, pig enclosure. Control V just to get that building in that area is all I want to do, just to give it a transform. I actually probably ought to, better yet, TMR. Let's put them in there. Control V. Oops. Did I lose them? And I already lost it. Okay, sorry. Control X. Grab this TMR here. And put it inside there. Control V. And what we're going to do is we're going to rename this transform group Food Mixers. There we go. That's a little better. Now we're going to hit Control B, interactive place, click there. And something I've kind of learned right off the bat is I want to zero all this stuff out. Actually, I could have grabbed a better unit, but oh well, this will work. So first off, input triggers, let's make sure everything's at 0 here, because on the very first stage of this, what I've noticed, a lot of the fabric stuff has a lot of this stuff in different places, and that messes up when you start doing the shaders, which you'll see a little later. That gets really to be a little pain. Tip trigger, that kind of stuff isn't a big deal because it can be moved around. It has to be moved around, so we're going to leave that alone. I just want to make sure these output and products are all okay. Interactive will be moved, that's fine. Work animation, we're going to mess with that a little bit. We don't need the steam. Get rid of that guy. Back into him. And then the shaders, just to display, so we'll leave him alone. And I go down basically this layout in another video, so just look at my fabric videos if you have any questions on that. Now visual stuff, I'm going to actually keep that pipe because I'm going to need him, and I'm going to replace this extension large anyway, so I'm going to delete him. Alright, I think that will get me started for now. Alright, pig food mixer. So I'm going to start importing some stuff here for the visual fact, just to give me a start. Let's get this interactive trigger out of the way for now. Not going to worry about the displays yet. So I decided I'm going to use the silo key from the BGA. I exported one just so it was separate. And if I can find it. Yeah, silo key, pig food. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to do some work on that to show you why I actually made him separate. So I'm going to open him up right away. We're going to Control X, pick over here. We're going to put it in the visual, Control V. zero this guy out, so he's somewhere in the middle. The reason I put him separate is he has a plane in here, and we want to make that food pig food instead of I believe it's silage right now. So where I found that guy was Silo King pig food, and there's textures. Oops, actually I want fill planes. And right now it's under silage and diffuse, normal, and specular. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the game data, and I'm not sure you guys have it installed, but this is where mine's at. It's in the Steam apps, common. Farming Simulator 17. All we're going to do is we're going to go to data, and we're going to grab the fill planes of the pig food. So these guys right here, we're going to copy, paste, and I got a step ahead of myself here. We're going to go into this guy and edit him so that it's looking for the pig food instead of the silage. And actually I can do that inside the map as well, but I'll show you how to do it either way. How's that? So we're just going to go pig food diffuse. We're going to copy that. We're going to change this guy from silage to the pig food. We're going to go pig food normal, copy, paste, copy, paste. If you're going to do this before you import it, this is how you do it, and I would just hit save. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you can do it within the map as well. So we're going to go Silo King, fill planes, fill plane. We're going to diffuse texture, get this guy here, and we're going to pick pig food instead of silage. Make sure diffuse, okay, diffuse. So I want pig food diffuse out of there. Specular, pig food specular. Oops. Get out of there. And then we got normal. Should probably the same. Pig food normal. Alright, so now as you can see we have pig food in there instead of silage. So cool. Something else I'm going to try to do. I don't know how this is going to work. I might need to actually... No, we can start from here. So I found a rotor I'm going to try to take. See if this works or not. Import rotor. I took this from, I believe, off a Don Diego map. A pig forage machine. It's just basically an actual rotor. It spins, looks like it's mixing food. I'm going to hit Control X to copy him. This is actually going to go into the work animation shader. Control V. Alright, now I wish I could figure out how to get these guys to turn opposite directions. I've got to figure out the shaders. Not smart enough to figure that out yet, so right now it's going to spin the same direction. Alright, I'll sink this guy down in. I don't think he's sticking out in the open. Something like that. That ought to work. Take this so we get a little more room to see. Move you right in the center, like so. That ought to work. So we got rotor 1. I'm going to hit Control D. I call it rotor 2. Move you over here. So there you go. Now we're going to have some mixers in there. I don't think he's sticking out of the box. Alright. So that part is done. Now I'm going to import some silo masters. I think these are Stevies as well. I pulled them off of the Don Diego map I was working with Grabby on. So Silo Master, bring him in. I'll get rid of this because he's not being used anymore. So Control X. It's going to go into Visuals. Make sure we go to Visual. Control V. This thing is freaking huge. Take this guy. I want to see if I 2. I don't need that. 1.5. 2. This makes him a little bigger. It looks a little more realistic this way. I like that. I think that'll work. Grab him again. Let's go 2.25. 2.25. I think the height is okay. The problem is you won't be able to walk up and see it, so let's back to these shaders. These guys. Make them a little bigger. I'll grab these. Control C. V. Good enough. I'm gonna grab this Silo Master pipe. I'm going to duplicate him 2 more times anyway. Let's rotate you 90 degrees. And then grab this guy and rotate him 180 degrees. Slide you over here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do on this back side. I think I want to do a silo, but I'm not sure how I want to feed him. So pig food mixer, let's take this guy. I run out of space, as you can see already. That was the problem I had with that TMR over there. He's just huge. So I'm going to have to do some work here. This is going to be a little tight. Of course, this is bogus. It's not going to be anything. Might actually get rid of this building right here just to give me some room. I have a mess with parking down here. But don't worry about that. This is mainly for video anyway. Alright. Pig food mixer. Let's see if I can get this guy in a decent place. Doesn't look too bad. The food goes right there. So that's doable. And put one more thing here. We had a silo that I changed colors on. I kind of showed you how you can do that with the texture stuff. I'm going to do it with the fill planes here a little bit too. Another fill plane. Grab this guy. Go to visual again. Paste him in. I'm going to put the rotation at 0 so this is easier to get him around. for now. Trying to decide if I want to holding to make it more realistic because the capacities are already so large. I think I'm going to stick with the saddle here. And this guy, we can actually bring him down to size a little bit. Let's bring him down. He's not so massive. There we go. Okay. I gotta find the center of this guy. Looks like it's about right in there. Let's go with 9. Seven, 5. Looks like that's the center right there. Go with 8.25, how's that? Pull him out for now. We're going to make him 8.25. We're going to assume that's the center. Grab this guy. He's pretty much already in the center because that is center, so we're going to just pull him out about right. And that's good right there. So that got to be positive 8.52. Nah, for some reason he's way off. Oh, because this guy isn't on center. That would help. Zero him out. That makes a little more sense. Apologize for all this garbage. So this guy would actually be 0. Not to mess with rotors again. This guy. Call him a -9. Guy's going to be a +9. This guy ought to be at 0, because that's dead center. That's a good start for now. Now we go back to the shaders. This rotor, we just got to scoot him over basically. So actually this ought to be 0. This guy will be 0. Somewhere in there. That was simple enough. Okay. It's not looking too shabby. We're going to grab a saddle fill point. I'm going to duplicate him with Control D. We're going to slide one over here. Grab this guy. I want to get rid of that pipe. Trying to decide what I want to do with this guy. If I rotate you this way, degrees, 180. That's what I want. That should be 0. Just to look something different. There we go. Not too bad. Should have a flange there, but I need to get an actual flange itself. Okay, so let's do this. That doesn't have an end, so I want to go back to 0. I'll bring him in like so. And 0.25, 0.3, 4, 3, 5, 5. How's that look? Morning, RNC. Trying to do another tutorial here. See if we can make it look decent. Oops. We're in the middle of everything here. It doesn't look too bad. Okay. Should have a flange there, but I'm not gonna mess with that. Alright, nothing sticking up out of it. Looks decent. I'm not going to have a pig food particle system, so that's the only other thing I show in another video, how to mess with the particle systems. So let's see, pig food particle system. I don't need this guy, so go ahead and delete him for now. Alright, so that is that. Then it'd be too tight from that area, so we're going to go ahead and grab this guy. Going to rotate him back to 0. Negative 90. Okay, it was 180 that I need. He's going to be at 0 in the center. We're going to go ahead and pull him out. Let's see how we look. Not too bad. Alright, coming along. We're getting most of the visual stuff, which you got to kind of have that to get yourself started. I think we'll take this interactive trigger and we will bring him over here. Rotate you 180. I think he's going to work right about there. Side in, out. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. Alright, now I want to bring in some holders. I've already done some work on these guys as well. So I'm going to import. We're going to go bunker, I think I have it under. Bunker, yep, we have corn holder. Put you in visual. Slide him out. Hey Memoir, how's it going today, bud? Potato. X. I managed to grab that, I have no idea. Pig food. Where are you at now? visual, Control V. It's potato, and then we want soybean. X. Put you in visual, Control V. Good to hear, Mimar. Good to hear, bud. Alright, so that is that. Now I need to... What's this guy? Style master. -90. So we're going to take this guy, make him a -9. That gets him on center, I hope. We're going to rotate him 90 degrees. And we're going to put him here. I should be able to grab these coordinates. Let's go just 0.5, make it even. Shift Control C to copy. I grab this guy. Shift Control V to paste. Make this a positive to slide him over. Then he needs to rotate, I'm going to imagine -90, yep. So that gets him in place. This guy, I need to rotate him 180 degrees. Slide him in like so. I'll make sure this isn't too tight so you can drive around here. Doesn't look too bad. It's a little more compact than that guy over there. We'll give it that much. I ought to turn around and make this guy a cow forage, because I'm liking the compact version of this a little more. Alright, so back to the pig food mixer. Let's slide you this way, like so. The underground of this stuff, yeah, good. Liking it so far. Yeah, if this is small enough, I might end up turning around and taking this guy, dumping him, and just make my own version of this for the cows. We'll see though. Okay. So first of all, I missed a couple things here we need to go back and look at. I'm not going to mess with much of the well, I probably will change the product per hour, but what we're going to do is the save ID. I want to go in here and make this pig food mixer. That way that doesn't get messed up. Now, the fun part begins. While I'm thinking about it, we're going to grab these emitters. So I have to go to particle system. I'm going to Control D just to duplicate this guy. Control X. Actually, you know what? We already have emitters on another one. Let's grab them just to get this work animation particle. So basically, an emitter is just a particle system file name. That's a string, and then you need the file path for what you're looking for. What I'm going to do is, to save me some time, I'm going to actually Control C to copy this. It's just a transfer form. It's nothing special. I don't want to have to put that string in and spell it wrong, because it happens. It happens a lot. So back to the PS, Control V. I'm just going to paste it into there, and that way it gives me, like I said, all you'd have to do is you have to come down there and go string, and you would type in particle system file name. As you can see, can't spell today. Then you would hit add, but we don't have to because it's already there. So then what we're looking for is we want to grab this right here. So we're looking for Westbridge, so we're looking for PS, we're looking for pig food PS, because that's where I'm going to put it. I'm going to copy that file, or folder I should say. Come back into here. Back out, Control V. Like I said, this is just where it finds it, so it's PS, pig food. And the way that works is that's the root folder on this map. So it's right here's all your mods, here's your map, there's your PS, and there's pig food. And then what we want to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab the corn. We're just going to copy the file name, come down here, put a slash in here, Control V, and that's going to give us our pig food corn particle system. So we're going to call this corn PS, and I need two more, so Control D, D. We're going to need soybean and potato. Likewise, I need to come down here. We're just going to copy them so we don't mess them up. Copy the potato. Paste it in. Soybean. Copy. Paste. And also, and I got some, I sort of got this from GTX's mixer, but I changed it over when I helped Donna change the TMR over to a pig food mixer replaceable. So just to give you an idea, that's where I'm getting that stuff from, cheating a little bit. This is going to be a work. This is going to be dust, basically. And that was field work particle system. So copy. Control V. Okay, so that gives us a start. Now we're going to take the corn, and we're actually going to import and go to Westbridge, PS. This is to show you how to place these things. I showed it in another video, but we're going to do it again, obviously, because we have to. So pig food, and I am under corn. So pick corn. I'm going to Control X to cut that. I've got to get rid of all this stuff because it's making it more difficult to find every time I want to come back to this guy. Pig enclosure. Alright. And sometimes to make things easier, you can actually take them out of that transform so you can go right to it. And I might actually do that because this is 0, so let's do that. Let's hit Control X, Control V. That way it puts them down at the bottom here, and we'll always paste it back in there. Okay, sorry about that. So here's the corn emitter. We're going to hit Control X. We're going to go to Work Animation, Corn, Control V. We're going to grab the actual node. So that's what I like, is it actually shows you where the corn is going to emit. That's why I do it that way. Now I'm going to assume these are almost all the same color anyway. I think this is the corn holder. Yes, okay. So let's grab this guy. And this should actually be at 0. I know that much. We can just come on down. Oops, come on, boy. That's good to see actually a little bit of a rotation. Right, so now we'll have corn coming out of that guy. What we'll do is he's a little short, so we gotta extend, and actually probably the best way to do that, rather than mess with the emitter, let's just take this guy and pull him down. Still gonna be a little short. Alright, well, we're going to show you how to do that then. We're going to go into the corn particle system. And if you start moving, it'll start activating, or you can hit the play button. But what we're going to do is we're going to go Window, Particle Editing, and then select this guy. And lifespan is how long it is. So right now it's at 600. We're going to go to 800. See how it made it longer? Go 900. Let's see what that does. We're going to go ahead and save them. The only thing that's weird is it doesn't work like the textures. You can't reload the emitter in, so I have to literally re-import it to see it. So corn, Control X, Control V. Alright, so we have our corn emitter back. And I'll slow my speed down so I'm not zipping around so bad. Take this guy, move him in. Like that. Now we are dumping it into the corn, or the pig feeder, or mixer, yeah. Let's make sure we're not coming out of the ground. We're coming out of the mixer now, yep. See, that's what I was afraid of. He's a little long, so let's just take this guy again. Where are you at here? Saddle Master. Looks like he needs to come up. Oh, that far. No, just about got it turned down too slow. Let's take you up. Something like that. It's going into the pig food. Still coming out of the ground, so well. Saddle Master, put you back at 0. Corn. Yeah, that might actually work. Something like that. It's actually going into the big food mixer. And, oh, come on. Just coming out of the bottom. Okay, we can deal with that. So let's come back to this guy and make him 875. Just to see what that does. Save. Minimize you. Let's delete that. Import corn. Control X. Control V. It's not coming out of the bottom, and it looks like we're going in. So cool. So now we know what we need to make the other guys as far as a lifespan. And for some reason, it moved when I did that. So back to there. Alright, I think that'll work. That's the corn. So we change this to 875. So let's close that guy out. Come down here. We need potato. Don't need this guy. I don't even know why he's in there. I need soybean and potato opened up. And I did say 875, right? 875. Save you. 875. I'm going to close this because I don't want that on my other screens when I pop up. Save. Minimize that for now. Now we need to import soybean. Control X. Control V. Alright. Now I'm trying to remember That's a potato holder. So this one's a soybean. So Control B, interactive placement, just to get them close. Alright, what did we have for rotation here? I could have swore I rotated it. That's odd. It's not. Oh, there it is. 10. Duh. Let's go 10. Rotate X 10. Alright, so soybean, rotate X. Probably going to be Z 10 degrees. There we go. And let's get you close. That should actually be 0. It's just a matter of lining it up this way. I was like, what the heck is that in the middle of the screen with this guy? So the other one ought to be about the same. Ought to be a positive 5.19 and let's go about right there. So actually if I grab this guy, Control Shift Control C, I go to this, Shift Control V, and then I think this will be a negative 10. We'll have to give that a look. So let's go ahead and import potato, Control X, Control V. Alright, so we have the potato, and this will be a positive. Alright, so we rotated the wrong way. It's probably going to be Z. No, that looks right actually. Maybe. -10 degrees. Negative 10 degrees. There we go. And ta-da! We have potatoes. Alright, so them guys are okay. The speed's killing me a little bit. So we have our inputs. That's cool. Now we want to go ahead. Let's get rid of these guys because they're not needed to actually run the script. I just want to get them placed. That's the way I get them placed. Now I got to start putting these planes in, and we're going to cheat a little bit here too. What we're going to do is we're going to grab. Hey Tom, how's it going, bud? We're going to go. We've already got a potato one, so let's cheat and grab that guy. See, factories, potato area. We have potato washer. Yeah, that's not going to work either. It'll get me started though. So input, we need potato. Let's go right to it and look at it here. Yeah, see, that's not gonna quite do what I want to do. So let's grab. I'm doing good, Tomo. Thanks for asking, bud. So I'm gonna grab this guy. Input trigger, product 1. That's the canola. Product 1. Okay, we're going to hit Control C to grab this uniform, transform. And we're going to go back to input, Control V. We're not going to use this resource, so we're going to delete him. Back to product. Control F, that gets us over there. Okay, now we're on the road. So this is what I was talking about. This is one of the first ones I messed with, and it was from another Fabrik. What we're going to do right off the bat is I don't want any of these to be at any number, because then it messes up, and I'll show you later what I'm talking about. So we're going to go ahead and zero this out. The rotation we're also going to zero. Then we're going to come down, we're going to get into the tip trigger. Here we can start moving stuff around, because this is where you're going to have your plane and everything else. So learn how to mess with the capacities, huh, bud? Cool. And I don't think I'm going to mess with the pallet trigger or a shovel trigger. I just don't really see the need for it down here. So we're going to delete them guys. See if I can pick this guy back up. Okay. Tip trigger. Here we go. So this is obviously where it's going to dump. Let's go ahead and pull this out like so. I'm going to raise him out of the ground. And we're going to change this canola to something else. But I just want to get to this point. Alright, let's go ahead and raise you all the way up so I can see where you're going to be. Raise you some more. Right there we go. And I think it's going to be right about where I want to be. I can actually come over this way. It should actually be a 0 now that I think of it. Should. Why it's not, I don't know. This guy is 0? That's interesting why he's not, so whatever. Not a big deal. Alright, come on. This probably has to do with me changing some things at one time or other. So there we go. We're kind of zeroed on that. I just want to make sure we're not sticking out the edges, so we're good there. This guy here looks like he might stick out. Let's move it on in. Not sticking out that edge. Not sticking out that edge. I'll move this in like so and move it down so we're catching the back side of it. Let's go in further. Looks like that right there, because you want to be close enough you don't have a gap here. I think we're good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this guy and drop him so this tip trigger is into the ground, just into the ground like so. And actually it looks like it keeps our plane just about perfect. And then basically your plane, tip trigger, yeah, here's your move minimum, move max. So right now your plane is at a negative 3.21, and you can see a negative 3.21. If you take them and move them up to negative 1.271, what did I say, 271? That would be the top part. And you can basically, I could take this guy, and we could go all the way to the top. We'll just go right there to give you an idea. So right there. So then if I copy this, max, control V, it's going to make it higher now. I'll go ahead and copy this again, put it back in here so the plane is where it needs to be to start with. Okay, so that is that. What we'll do now is I'm going to see if I have a potato plane. I think I already have one in the map. So west bridge, maps, import. Let's see if we have planes. And all I have is washed potatoes, so I do not have one. So let's do this. I've already showed many times how to export stuff, so let's go washed potato plane, textures. And actually I don't have an i3D because I've shrunk the map, so we're going to start this from scratch. So let's go File, Export Selection Files. We're going to put it right to the desktop. Go New, We're going to call this potato plain. Potato plain. Hey, how's it going, Turtle Soup? I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. How you doing, bud? Hit save. Don't care about the parent directory. Potato plain. Import plains. Canola textures. Okay. I'm going to cut the texture. Paste here. Delete them folders. Come into this guy, and we're going to get rid of all this. Oop, not that much. And this is going to be potato. Actually, to be safe, let's bring up our 17 data again. Fill plains. We're looking for potato, which is this. So it's potatoes. I would have spelled it wrong. We're going to hit copy. And paste it right in there. Copy. Paste. Copy. Paste. Copy. And paste. We don't need the canola anymore. Yes. Yes. Cancel. What that was all about. Alright, so now we have potato plain. Maybe not. Textures, potatoes, edit. Oh, save it would help. Now we have a potato plain. Let's see this guy. That's the problem right there. He is not zeroed. Haha. Let's close this. Zero that, and zero that. I'm gonna hit save. Close this out. That was the problem. I wondered what the heck. So it's gonna mess things up a little bit, but that makes total sense now. So this guy is off center. This guy's off. Well, that has to be that way. Okay. I'm talking to myself, sorry. So now that makes a little more sense. This guy, product tip trigger. Should be 0 now. Throw it off. Plain. Control Z. Tip trigger. Okay. This guy. It's 8.345. Z. That didn't help either. So I'm just full of it. Product is... Oh, there you go. See, I forgot. I did all that jabbering about this crap, and I never zeroed it out. My bad. Okay. Product should be a 0. Just talked about that. I brought it over here and I didn't change it. So, man, wow. Now we should be tip trigger, come down, and we are dead 0. Okay. Wow. Okay. Sorry, guys. That's what I was talking about. You get that 0 off and it is not good. So there is that. Makes your head spin. Tell me about it. Okay. So I just want to bring this so it pokes out. like so, and bring it back in. That should be perfect. Alright, come back out here. And bring you down till you touch the ground, like so. Bring you back up. And then the plane. Okay, so we're negative 3, 2, 1. That's good. And top side will be this. Control C, Control V. So that works too. Alright. Now we're good. Sorry about that. So back to the minimum. Control C, Control V. Alright. So now we have a base. Oh yeah, this is the same map I've been working on since the beginning of FS17. Yes. But I just keep adding more toys to it. And sometimes I take these guys out and make placeables there, turtle soup. Okay guys, sorry about that. So that made sense why it wasn't on 0. So let's go back to this potato plane. And okay, yeah, everything is zeroed out. Cool. Alright. So what we can do, we're going to go File, export all the files, desktop, new folder. We're going to call this soybean plane. Like so. No. Minimize that. We're going to go back to the game data. Fill planes. We want soybean. Copy that. Thanks for the father, SCB1824. And we're going to go back to this. Textures. I'll paste the soybean in. Open this in a new window so we can see this all together. I'm going to edit this i3D file. Maybe. There we go. So we don't need the potatoes. Delete them. I want to grab the soybean diffuse, copy, paste. I want the normal. Copy, paste, and with the specular. Copy, paste. Save him. And now we should have some pretty soybeans. What I got? Close that. Don't need to save it. Close that. Pig food, Westbridge, maps, import. I'll go to my planes. I'm gonna move them on in there. Cancel. Da, 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 da. Why are you saying I have a potato? Already has a potato plane. Yeah, it does. Well, I'm not. Why are you saying you have a potato plane here? We got a wash potato plane. Did I pull it inside? Corn plane. Why are we copy here? Wow, okay. Wouldn't let me move it, but let me copy it. That's very odd. Okay. Corn plane. I do have a corn plane already in there. So what I need to do is I need to export so I have an i3D. Close that. I'm just going to call this corn plane 2 because it's going to get way too confusing. Copy. Paste. Come on. Copy that. So I should have done most of this stuff before I went on, because it's interesting, but it's very brain numbing, especially if you've seen me do this a million times. Save that. Okay, so we have corn plane 2. Let's just do it that way. Back to planes. Move here. I don't know why this guy wouldn't move over. He had to be pasted over, but that's very odd. Anyway, back to the task at hand. Close that guy out. So what we want to do is, we got product 1, so let's go ahead and do 2 more products. So control D, D, and minimize. I'm going to call this product 2. Actually, it's not product, it should be resource. Two. Oh, come on now. Really? That's why I like to put it at the bottom, because when you click like that, and it takes you all over the place. Resource 3. Okay. So resource 1 is going to be, actually I'll make it 2. This is corn, I believe, right? Corn, yep, cornhole. So corn, oops, maize, and corn. Basically this is a fill type in the game. This is what you want to say on the screen. 400,000 is probably good for the capacity. Resource 1, we're going to do over here is going to be soybean. So it's soybean. Resource 3 is going to be potatoes. Hopefully I spelled that right. Fill planes. Yes. Okay. So let's go ahead and get these guys in place. So this, I should be able to copy. Tip trigger. V. Like so. And rotate like so. This should be 0. Okay. Now I just need to bring you out this way. Bring it up. Let's poke you out of this way quote first, so I know where I don't want to be. Like so. There. So we should be dead on. Drag you down until you just touch the ground. In fact, let's use resource 2. Tip trigger is C. Hey, almost the same. Imagine that. Alright, so we have that guy. Now we need to go to 3. Hopefully I can grab this. Shift Control C. Go to this. Control V. And this would be positive 16 and 90. Or 0, I should say. And it should be right where it needs to be. Let's copy this. Yep. Nothing sticking out a little bit there is kind of odd. Oh, I'm just seeing. Okay. Seeing through the wireframe. Alright, so them guys are in place. Excuse me. Alright, resource 2 is corn. We have soybean, corn, potatoes. So now I gotta bring them planes in we made. So let's go ahead and import. Import, go to plane, and we need corn plane 2, and we're gonna grab tip trigger. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to hit Control W is replace, or if you go Edit, Replace, grab that plane. That's our target. That's what we want to replace. We want to replace it with the new one we brought in. So load and replace. So now we have corn, like so. I'm going to go down and get rid of this old one. I might do like NC Raiders was talking about. He actually moves them over there, but the problem then is you get into getting them out of place. Yeah, moving index is 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Talking to myself. So let's import. We got the corn. Let's import soybean, like so. Let's just go ahead and cut this. Go to resource 1 is soybean. Go into the tip trigger, Control V, and yeah, see, that's why I do replace, because it keeps all the transform stuff, but no big deal. Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and it's now in the same location as the other guy. Delete him. Now we have soybeans. Just like that. So all we have left is potatoes. So import planes, potato plane, Control X, Control V, steal these, Control C, Control V, and we have potatoes. Alright, so that far, what is my output on this guy? It is 25,000, that's cranking it, but okay. back to the pig food mixer. Or actually, yeah, he was at 50,000. I don't think we need to make 50,000 an hour of pig food, but anyway. So back over to the pig food mixer. Alright, so we have, so far we have all our input planes, our input triggers. We have moving rotors, going to make it look like it's mixing. You could probably put a third one in there, but that's okay. We have our emitters. I don't think I'm going to do any steam out the top of that guy. It's a little bit of an overkill right now. So what we need is an output trigger, which is a silo trigger. So let's go ahead and grab from another one of these guys. Like I said, that's when I say I'm doing this from scratch, I'm actually just carving stuff from everything else. That's how I do it. It just saves a lot of time. I could make these triggers, but then I'd have to go through and make sure I have all the correct attributes and everything else. So that gets to be a little bit of a tricky situation. Actually, what kind of an output does this guy have? Never mind, he has an output trigger, so we don't need that. I forgot to grab the fermenting one anyway, so product is going to be pig food. Pig food. Capacity, it's a bit of an overkill, but it's going to be 1,000,000. Alright, so then we got to take the silo trigger and move him on over. Here's the little trick we use as well. You take your effects, your grain, make it visible, and ta-da, you can see where it's going to come out. Make sure you don't grab that. Make sure you grab your silo trigger. Zip this on over. This should actually be 0. Yeah. It's nice when you zero everything out, isn't it? And all we have to do is line this up. And actually the easy way to do that is if we zip this on up, so we make it the bigger picture here. So I just need to look this way. And that should be done by doing this. 2, 3. Doesn't look too bad actually. Alright, so we can turn off the effects. Make sure I grab the silo trigger. Didn't mess with the product, okay. And bring this guy on down. Right there. Let's go back to here and see what this looks like. Okay, we're good. 5.53. Go ahead and copy that height. I know that height works, so is why I'm doing that. Silo trigger, Control V. Okay, so we got that down. Now I have to mess with getting these displays, which isn't a big deal. So we have product. Where is the display at? I have 3 displays for some reason on this guy. Don't need that. Oh, I know why that's because I have a board over here. I did this little board. It's kind of cool, but don't need that for the pig food mixer. So this display can go bye-bye. Alright. It's back. Get rid of that. Display. We're going to take this guy, and we're going to take him. Actually, I could have kept that because I got an idea. So let's take this to 0. You know, it's going to get us close. Going to rotate this guy 90 degrees. We're going to go in and grab this little guy, and we're going to rotate you to to 0. And grab the display again. Pull you out. Oop, didn't want to do that. The actual display. Pull you this way. Just about. Something like that. Hey DR Cats, how's it going, bud? Welcome to the stream, man. And while I'm at it, let's just make this guy 1.25, 1.25, 1.25. So it's a little easier to read. 0.5, 5, and 5. Okay. Sticking out. I think we're good. And thanks for the follow there, Cats. Alright, I like that. Now we're going to go ahead and we are going to duplicate this guy. I'm going to put him at a negative. And we're going to put him at 0 rotation. Or actually, negative 90, my bad. That way we have a readout from both ways. Like so. Let's click off just to see what this looks like. We're good. Good. Hopefully it didn't poke through. Alright, so we got that down. I'll take this guy and move him down. So that's our output display. And there's quite a bit of delay in the file there. Now we need our input side. So product. Yeah. Thought I messed up. Get rid of these guys for now. Display. Alright. So this is resource 1. This is soybean display. Alright. I should be able to grab this coordinate again. -9. Okay. I'm gonna rotate you 90 degrees. Alright. Nope, it's a -90. This should be 0. 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. Put you down here. Come on now. Pull you into about right there. Make you a good even 7. Alright. So I like that. Let's go ahead and just go Control C. Go to Resource 2. Display. Control V. Get rid of that guy. This guy I can just go ahead and rotate to 0. He'll be 0. And bring him on out. See, certain things like that you can just copy paste. It's not sharing like these guys. This has a corn plane, the different texture. That's where you can't copy paste stuff. You start messing the textures up. Just to give you an idea, it's just I'm doing that way. I don't have to mess with the scale, the height, and everything. It's just a little bit of a shortcut. So we're gonna hit Control C on this guy. Go to Resource 3, Displays. I believe. Yep. So we're gonna Control V again. I'm gonna get rid of that display. Pick this guy. And we actually should be able to go to 9. This should be 0. And rotate 90 degrees. It must not be 9. It must be 9.24. Come on. 0.24. Alright, I knew there was 9 in there, but alright, so now we have all our displays. That's our outside displays. Here comes the fun part, and this is what I was talking about. This will start to make a little bit of sense why I had all the products at 0, because, and as you can see, like them, all I had to do was match them up. If the products themselves, or the resources, I should say, or products, if these are off, it's going to throw everything off. So that's why it's nice to have everything zeroed that you can. Once you start getting down to the nitty gritty here, then you have to start putting some numbers in. But that top, you always want that at 0. That way everything else, it just slides around. You can see how I could just copy them coordinates and bam, 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 we had it. So it's very nice to have. Okay, so we got all the good gory details. One more thing I forgot. We have to go to this. Work animation. I forgot to take this guy and put him where he belongs. So it's import, West Bridge, PS, pig food, work. Control X. Control V. Okay, that would have looked funny. We would have had some dust up in the air. Pull this guy on down. Alright, so that can actually be 0 and 0. It's actually not much dust coming out of there. I'm not a fan of that. Sill planes, I don't want that. Don't want that. West. PS. Pig food. Let's take a look at this guy. Window. Particle. Emitter. It's got a lifespan fairly high. Let's mess with this max particle. Let's go like 100 just to see what it does. Not much. So that didn't really do much. 40. Emit, here we go. If we take this to 10, .1 makes more. Let's go with this. Just trying to see what makes some difference here. Yeah, see, that gets really goofy. We'll leave that one alone. It's not like we're making crushing rock, so we'll leave this alone. I think I might do is actually make it a little larger because it's not quite the size. Let's see if we go 1.5. 1.5. Let's save it, see what it does. Yeah, it's a little better. Matches the size of the unit. Cool. So that's done. Delete that. Alright. So what we could do at this point is see if it actually works. Let's go ahead and fire this map up and see what it looks like. I'll go ahead and keep it down here for now. So let's hit save. Ready to rock. So let's minimize this guy down. Close that. Bring up my mod selector. Make sure I got Westbridge selected. And go into the game. Probably got crap parked there. See if I have a vehicle down there too. Alright. First off, check for errors. Log. Oh, fill type potatoes and potatoes. That means I don't have the right potato for fill type. That's a boo-boo. So let's get that fixed right off the bat. I didn't think that looked right. I thought it was potato, but so close that. Okay, another quick way to find that is let's go to my silo system. Actually, all we gotta do is come over here, find it real fast. Yeah, see, that's what's weird. So why would you call fill plane? I had a feeling that was the case, but whatever. Alright. So resource. Potato. Not that that matters, but no. Save. Try this again. Start her up. Come on out, check our errors, which hopefully we have none of. Okay, we're good on errors. We're good on warnings. Cool. Alright, so let's zip on down to the pigs. Amazingly, it doesn't look like I had anything parked over there. say them displays are plenty large. Looks like corn. Potatoes. Speed her walking up a little bit. That's a little ridiculous. And we have soybeans. Cool. Let's see what I read out. Come on. Yeah, corn, potato, soybean, pig food. So that's good. All right. Let's go ahead and grab a truck. Let's grab this guy. And this guy. I apologize, I got a mess, but this is my test map, so I have stuff everywhere. Alright, let's slip you on down to about right here. See if we land on anything. Tractor's in the way. We want corn. Don't run myself out of corn. Oop, I missed my turn. That guy's in the way. Okay, we got corn. Soybeans. Yeah, I really gotta move some stuff. Thanks for the follow there, Chetty. Oops, what did we lose? There we are. Not sure why we're losing our tip point, but anyway. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Twitch, man. After a while, it if you don't watch or something, I don't know. It just like takes you off for some reason. So yeah, that was weird. I've had that happen too. I had somebody else was like, I thought you was already a follower, but whatever. Potatoes. Hey there, Lee. How's it going, bud? Welcome to the stream. So thanks for the refollow, Chetty. Yeah, I don't know what happens. I don't know if after a while you're taking off the follow. I don't get it. Alright, so we should have everything we need now. It's got to fire up here shortly. Let's go over and take a look. That corn, potato, soybean just needs to take some time to fire up, so we'll speed up the time. And we're off. So there we are. Gotta add some I gotta add some audio to it too, but there we go. Simple as that. See, that specular is weird. It's showing very odd. Okay. I don't see the dust though. There's dust. It's very, a little bit, not much. I'll have to crank that up a little bit. Well, anyway, got the basics down, so we'll just need to add some sound maybe. Alright, so we know what function. Let's go ahead and save this guy. Come back out, close. So I'm thinking sound. West bridge, maps, sound. Is it fill? Is it under? I can't remember what it's called now. Silo fill. Okay. Silo fill sound. Back into here. We're gonna go to create audio source, West Bridge, maps, sound, silo fill, spout, we're gonna call it Control X, Control V. We're going to change this to 20 and 10. I don't really want that annoying data vehicles. I can't remember tools. Is it Silo King? Steerable, Silo King. That's a little different. So we're going to take this guy, copy him. Thought I copied him. Yeah, paste. Import sounds. Oop, don't want to import. I want to go create audio source. Silo King. This is going to be work. X. Control V. They're at a 0. I'm going to go audio 20, 15. Alright. Now the fun begins. We gotta go to shader, display. First thing I have to do is I have to take this guy, I have to go file, export selection with files. Let's go right to the desktop. I'm going to new folder. I'm going to hit pig food display. Nope. Probably could have done this different too. Center display. Cut. Paste. I just like making this simpler because if you don't, it's a mess. Got stuff everywhere. Copy. Paste. Alright. So now we have a pig food display. Good enough. Well, yeah, if you guys get a chance to check out Gravvy's link, pretty bad. Alright, so we have that. Gonna go back into West Bridge, apps, import, go to displays, pig food display. Go ahead and move it on in there. Alright, cool. Got that. Come into here, go import, display, pig food display, and we have our display. Gonna hit Control X, go to shader, Control V, and we have our display. Alright. Here is where the fun begins. And I'm trying to remember if this has to be the other way around or not. Something tells me that the red has to point out. Yep, red needs to be out. F. So that guy needs to be rotated. This way. Hopefully, that's why I should have done the replace. Let's see here. Control Z, Z, Z. Control Z. There we go. There's the old display. Huh. Oh. Okay. So that would have been the same way anyway. But the red does have to point out, we know that. So delete that. It's got to be at 90. Okay. Talking to myself again, guys. Sorry. The display thing's really weird. It's not like most other things. It's very, very weird. Let's hit this into touches. Alright, here's where the other part begins. Get the speed down. Because if you get it too close, it won't show. If you have it too far out, it has a big old white flickering spot. So we're going to very slowly and meticulously. So 7, 9, 8, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So we're going to make this 3. Two, 1, and 8, 9. Let's see if that gives us a display or not. I think that's going to be too close. Let's give that a shot. Let's go into game, check this out before I go any further, because this display is a real bear. Alright. Cool, Gravity's got another big M out there, huh? Alright. To the Pigmobile. Oops. Enter. Alright, so we have no display, which I had a feeling. We're going to move this guy out one more. 2. Save it again. In the middle of a very, very long tutorial, Gravity, so I will check that out later. I'll definitely get that from you. Like I said, this display thing is really, really weird. If you get it too close, you can't see it. It blocks it. And then if you get too far away, it has a bunch of white flickering around it. So it's a very touchy deal. And it's back here. There we go. We got a display. So now you see how the little whites are on there? It'd be really bad if I had it further out. So, and it affects all the other stuff I'm going to add. Alright, so that's good. We had our sound, as you could hear. Close that. So now all the fun stuff starts. So what I do here, I learned a little bit of this from NC Raiders as well. I'm going to go to Interact Trigger. Yeah, I should have some cubes down here. We're going to make them visible. Cool. And actually it's kind of cool because we have 3 inputs, so that's needed. And all these are is spots to put pictures. But I'm also going to put the numbers underneath them pictures. So what we're going to do is I'm going to actually steal from, I'm trying to think what else has 3 inputs that I did this with. That guy there should actually work. Let's sneak over there again. Nope. Missed. There we go. So I want player trigger. Did I change this guy yet? Evidently not. Alright. So potato area. Canola has 1. Potato washer has 3, so let's take a look at him. Control C. Control V. Let's look at these cubes. Visibility. Cool. Except that makes 2 products, but not a big deal. So let's get rid of these old cubes. Where'd you go? Alright. Now these I have organized a little better. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. We don't need a 5th one, so we're going to delete him. I don't know why I keep the 4th one. We're going to have him actually zeroed out. Zero. Evidently these are ones I didn't zero out. This all goes back to the 0 thing I was talking about. If you don't have things zeroed, it causes a pain. These guys are all muffed up. So we're going to start this over from scratch, show you how I do that. This guy should be 0. Keep U 0. This guy will be 0, 0. The height should be about right. Actually, okay. See what I mean? The indicator would have been way down there. That's where 0 is at. So that's what's ridiculous about not having stuff at 0. Here's where you start changing some things. So we want to take this guy, Control Z. We want to pull him down to like right there. And all these R's are going to be picture points, so we can actually put our numbers and stuff in. Let's go like even number 165. Okay. So we want 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I did that wrong. Nope, that's right. So there's 2, 3, and a 4. 2, we want to have it 0. 1 wants to be offset this way. I think 0.2 is a good number if I remember right. Yep. And 3, and see how much easier it is to do this stuff. Oops. 0.2 will be that way. When things are at 0, it's so much easier. And then we just need to offset this guy down. Like so. Something like that. Now we can pull this in and see how it's going to fit. I think I'm going to have to make the display a little larger. Not a big deal. Alright. So we're going to grab this guy. We're going to go 2, 2, and that I don't want to mess with. Actually, I want to hit Control Z to make sure I didn't. Okay. 2, 2. That ought to be plenty wide. Something like that. I don't want to move it in around or I'll mess up the shader. Somewhere on the 0. Okay. Speaking of shader, I am going to have to move it a little bit. That'll work. Like that. And back to the cubes. So I'm a little wide, but that's okay. We can widen this stuff out then. We'll make this negative 0.4. That's a little big. 3. Make this 0.3. It's not bad. Drag it down. Actually, the height is probably going to be a little too much, but six, five. Hopefully it doesn't make it too tight. There, looks a little better. Probably went a little overkill on that shader, but oh well. Alright, sorry about all this. There we go. Should be at 0, but that doesn't quite make sense. Let's take this and 0 on that little display there. Something like that. Just so you're visible. Seven, 5, 9. Okay. So, what we're going to do here then is we're going to take a picture of this. I'm going to zoom in as far as I can here on this guy. Right dead center. I'm going to go up to the camera and I'm going to make this a negative 180 so it's straight on. I'm going to put this at 90. I'm going to back out. The program I use is right on Windows. It's a snipping tool, and what I do is I do a rectangular snip. I hit new, I just grab here, here. That gives me a picture. Then what we want to do is we want to go into Maps, Import, Display. We want the pig food display. And open this guy up. And actually what I want is I also want to go, trying to think what the last one I did was. Let's go catch up. Because I like how I have this layout anyway. So we're actually going to take this guy and use him. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab all this stuff. I'm going to delete, zoom in, delete. And I already have this color saved, but what you would do is you hit this color, select this color, grab the paint bucket, and bam, you clear that out. And what I like to do is I like to keep this stuff on there. All this stuff comes from Fabrik, the Fabrik script, which is found on the marhu.net. So I like to keep that for recognition. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy, delete, I'm going to go text, go white or black, come in here, and I'm going to call this pig food mixer 38, 30, must be 28. I'm going to put him up in this corner, like so. And you'll file, save as, displays, pig food display. Yes. And then we want DTX5 because there's going to be some transparency to it. And I do not want generate bitmaps because I want it clear. And we're going to actually close this guy. I think that should be found at marhu.net. Am I spelling something wrong, or am I missing something there, Badzilla? Oh, good. Yep. How many of them I have wrong, huh? Simple spelling. Good catch. Me and my spelling. She's one of them spelling tests. Dang it, man. Not done. Screw that up. X, Control V. Edit, paste into new layer. That's not on either. I do that a lot. I get in a hurry. You know how many? I probably have a ton of my Fabrik stuff out there spelled that way. That's what's funny. Something like that. There's that. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Merge that down. Paint bucket. Come on now. There we go. Wow, it's a struggle today, guys. Okay. Now, we're going to go back to this snip I did. I'm just going to hit Control C to copy that. I'll go Edit, Paste into New Layer. That way I can take the transparency and do this with it so I can see the guy. I'll get rid of this stuff as well. I'm going to try to match that black area up with the blue. This is a little bit tricky. Actually, it's easier just to get the top, the bottom. Something like that. And this isn't a perfect science, guys. It's just something you gotta kind of mess with. And you'll have to still adjust it in game, but unfortunately, excuse me, this is the best I can come up with. So something like that. Kind of get the black outline. The other displays worked a little better, but I've kind of stuck with this guy. That's got more of a defined edge on it. Okay, so now what I can do is, let's see, might actually be able to cheat again and use zoom in on this guy. Oh, I don't have to draw these rectangles out. Copy. Move my layers back up, make sure mine's got background. Paste this in. The big ones right here. The picture doesn't really matter. It matters, but it's not for, we're trying to line up our number display, and we're going to put that number right on that bottom white square here. So that's the big important. So that's okay. We're going to Control C, V to paste. So I keep the height. I'm going to bring this straight over. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . wish I knew I could move coordinates. Not bad. Control CD. Something like that. I'm going to copy, actually, escape, D, do another paste, bring him straight down. Here's where it's going to get a little tricky. I think we're going to run out of room. Which kind of sucks. So that display has got to be enlarged. That's what I thought. Back to this guy. Display. Hopefully I can enlarge this guy without... That's what I was afraid it wants to go that way. Control Z. Dang it. 2.25. Well, yeah, that'd be fine because the display's in the same spot, so. We can put it something like that. I'm gonna have to take another picture. Alright, if we're gonna do that, then we might as well take this 1.75. No reason for that to be so wide. Take the cubes. Take this bottom one. Scoot it down a little bit. There. Try that out. Go back to the shader. Don't look too bad. Alright, we'll do this again. And back to this. Take this guy, delete him. There we go. Edit, paste into new layer. Get rid of that layer. Grab this layer, turn transparency down, like that. That should get us close. Go go back to layers, pick the background. Control X, V. Not too bad. Oh, let's see. Do this again. This is the painful part, doing all this graphical stuff. At least it fits this time then. Okay, that is that. So we can go ahead and get rid of that background. Now we have to find some pig food stuff. So let's see. First off, we have this guy. And resource 1 is the soybean. So I have an old HUD that I use from PB Rivers, actually. Soybean HUD. And yeah, I gotta remember now how to work. All. Let's get rid of these old icons. And I think I have a different color here. Why did you get all goofy on me there? Okay. Oh, I know why, because there's some white. Just this white was just so bright, I started going to a different color. I need to probably find something a little better than this, but alright, so edit, paste into new layer. Oop. Don't want that. Control all, copy, edit, paste into new layer. Shrink this down. The soybeans almost match. I'm not real crazy about that. There we go. That looks a little better. Soybean. Corn. Oh, where's my HUD? Now I just gotta do this. There. A copy, edit, paste into layer. And we need potatoes. That'll work. And I don't think I have a pig food HUD. That's just wrong. Looks like it's just gonna have pellets for most of the stuff. So if that's the case, I might as well just take the pig food. Which is gonna be a little weird looking. There we go. I like that. Oh, grabby. Grabby, grabby, grabby. I'm not even going to say on the video what you just said. Paste. I got way too much stuff open here. Image, rotate. Flip. Flip. I want to mirror this. How do I do that? I guess I don't have to. How's that? Bring all them down. Pig food display, we're going to save this guy. Okay, now we're going to go into game, see what it looks like. Oh, I gotta move my displays yet. We'll go see what it looks like anyway. Alright, we're gonna go down to the truck I have sitting there. Enter it. What we're gonna do is we're gonna move this guy so I'm not jumping over every time. Oop, if I don't run into something. There we go, we have pig food display. Cool. So that is done. Save this. Let's get out of the game. Now I gotta start matching them numbers up. I'm just gonna minimize that guy for now. Bring this guy up. Here's the fun part. So resource 1, display. I wanna grab this guy. Control B to get him close. I'm gonna have to rotate him 90 degrees. It must be a negative 90 because I don't see him yet. Actually, 180. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the first thing. We have 6 digits. Yeah, getting closer. Alright, so that goes down. So let's go 7, 2, 3, 5, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 5, 6. So let's go with a 9 there. Once again, this is how far out it is and if it's going to show up or not. So let's just do one display for now. Why is it so freaking... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very odd that it's got these cubes so large. I'm not quite sure what's up with that. I guess I kind of overkilled the cubes a bit. I must have cranked the size up on them. Let's go ahead and place that guy there. 8, 8, 8, 8. Okay. Let's save this. See how close we are. Yeah, it's close. The number looks awful small. I guess I'm going to have to enlarge that guy a little bit. I wonder how that got switched. That's very odd. Let's go look at another one quick. Of course, nothing's running. There's something running. Yeah, them numbers look huge. Get out of here. resource display 0.5 5.5.7. Well, that explains a little. It's a little smaller. I can't remember where I grabbed this from now. Well, we're gonna 0.5.5.7 it is. 0.5, 0.5, 0.7. So it's gonna throw our numbers off a little bit. Let's go 4, 5. Maybe it'd be easier to match here. Five, 6, 7, 4. Let's get you somewhat in the center. See what I'm talking about? This is a very meticulous here. It's I don't even think that was a word that I just used, but anyway. It's a really pain trying to get these centered in, so let's go ahead and save this. Take a look at it. And time consuming because yeah, here we are. I did a lot of other jacking around there, but we're 2.5 hours into this, so this shows you how much time it takes. And this isn't even modeling anything. I'm just copying and pasting a bunch of equipment. So imagine if you were modeling this stuff. Let's enter this guy. Jump out and see if our numbers are there. Cool. We have numbers. And you could actually, let's crank them over a little bit. Let's go over a click. Just wish there was a way to actually see this in game. That would be awesome. So, going down, Control Z. 2, 3. Let's just go with that. Let's go that far. Okay, so now we have a set point. What we can start doing is take these other displays and we can copy these translations. So Shift Control C, Shift Control V, needs to be 180 degrees. So get them lined up that way. And then I had, just do this again, Shift Control C, Shift Control V. Alright, now our cubes are 0.25 apart. So, should be able to take this guy and go, let's see, I want to go 3.93. 3.93 plus 0.25 is going to be 418. 4.18. Not even close. What do we got going on here? .250. So why are we not going? should be the same. I don't have a scale off. Very odd. Okay. Should have been able to go over a full 0.25. For some reason it's not going to work that way, so I guess we'll do it this way. That's kind of annoying. At least our in and out's the same, hopefully. Don't have any weird rotations. Hey, Everclear, how's it going, bud? So hopefully, though, on this guy, I'll be able to, I know why. It's because it's on a full space, not inside. Yeah. Talking to myself. Degrees. And alright. Go with that. And we should be able to take this guy though. Actually, I'm just gonna Control C. Output trigger, Control V, move up, delete the old one. I should be able to move this guy straight down. Alright, save. And this one actually can hold 1,000,000, so I didn't think about that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Need a 7th digit. 8. I don't think you'd hardly ever see that last digit, but save that. The most you should ever see is 99999, so okay. Jump in our truck. Let's see what our numbers look like. They don't look too bad, actually. I think I'll keep them. So there we go. So the pig food, I'd be curious to see once we get a full 999,000, which if you make 1,000,000 pig food, then you got some issues, but sounds okay. Well, look at that. We even have pig food coming out there. I didn't even notice. So actually that pipe needs to come from there. That's how observant I am. Never even noticed that before. So let's zip out here. Actually, I could turn these stupid cubes off before I forget. Very interesting. So that guy I'm gonna do this. Not the right size again. Like that. There. As realism as I get. Alright. Save this guy. Let's go into the game save. F pig food. This is going to be 988. 1, 2, 3. Save. Open the game. Let's see what that display looks like. I might have to mess with that a little bit. Hey, Mrs. Izzy. Missed you there. Didn't click at me or something. Sorry about that. How are you doing today? Alright. Let's take a look. What we got. Yeah, that's actually going to work. So cool. I think that is it. Sorry about not talking enough. I hope I went over everything okay. And that's pretty much it. We went over each step. I even showed you how to do some different plane switching. Let's go ahead and check our silo output actually while we're here. See what the pig food looks like. Yeah, pig food. Ah. Hey, guess what you got to do? I almost left you in. We're not making silage, by the way. It's funny. All that work and we'd have been making silage. That's hilarious. Alright. Actually, I didn't even need to save that. If I just don't save it, it won't do anything. So let's go back here. Close. That's funny. Okay. So you got to finish your job. Attention to detail. So product. Pig food. Okay. One other thing. You got to go to your silo trigger and make it output pig food. I can't believe it doesn't give an error for that. But anyway. Now we should have pig food. Let's save it one more time. Go back in the game. Oop, missed my monitor selection. Alright, let's try this again. A lot of frame wrap there. That looks a little more like pellets to me. Yeah, pig food. And we have pig food. Alright, cool. I don't like that corn picture too much, but hey, you know what? I'm not gonna be too picky today. So there you go. Everything looks to be in decent order. I don't see any weird stuff going on. I think that's it for